That's the team we're gonna cheer.
I mean, do we got a song with that punk? I mean, do we hit the club in this song? Come on. Do we rock a weed 30 inch?
Just about 8 miles inland from the warm waters of the Atlantic, we are inside Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. And Greg Olsen with you. Evan McPherson getting this one started. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. First and 10 at their own 29-yard line. The lefty right to the air to start. And he can hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch from contact.
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up first down.
All right, fellas, listen up.
The first carry here for Devon Achane. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
Look, Mike, I realize most people, if they saw a lineman of his size waiting for him, they would just run the other way. But it's his job to try to find a way around the big fella and get what he can. Running backwards only turns a small setback into a much bigger one.
Turbo 1, hard. Turbo 1, hard. Hey, turbo 2. Turbo 2. Turbo 2. Turbo 2.
A shotgun snap for Tua. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
A throw left side, going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Bounce.
Here we go.
First run of the game here for Chase Brown. They'll take this down to the 47. Peter Kohou got in there for the tackle. Second down. Burrow. Flush to his right. First throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Brooks.
Second down pass. Intercepted. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
Ready. Ready to stay up. Ready, team.
A pistol set with Tagovailoa. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. That's the safety, Geno Stone.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now. Like, he just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
11 mighty. Big.
On 1st down, Burrow. Oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down.
Here we go. 180.
In motion is Warren. Here's Brown. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. And the Bengals going to have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Burrow. Down the field. He's got Warren. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. That's another 1st down, another big play. The defense has some issues. Gain of 18.
Cincinnati.
Here we go. 180. 11 Thomas.
A carry here for Brown. The hold closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
11 MT.
He'll run here with Brown. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4. And it leads to 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4.
11 MT.
It's 3rd down.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. And it's hot. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
Bengals 1st down.
11.
1st and goal, Cincinnati.
Brown will take this one in. Touchdown, Bengals.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back. Even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan, everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Two and out on 1st down. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
To throw on 2nd down, it's Tua. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through.
Now for the third time in the first quarter, he's been intercepted. That's the safety, Geno Stone.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
From the 39, here's a first and 10.
Get set. Right, 80.
In motion is Warren. Now Brown. That's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. From the 46. Here's second and 3.
At the 46-yard line.
Here we go. 12, 12, 12.
On the ground, it's Brown. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. It's the Bengals on top. And we're back to South Florida after this. It's Bengals football here to begin the second quarter. They begin with a third down and 3.
Here we go. 11. Right, 80.
Back to throw. Burrow. That's into the hands of Gesicki. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the Dolphins' 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's second and 3.
11 MT. Here we go. 11.
They'll run it here. It's Samaje Perine. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
It's a loss of 1.
Now, Burrow. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball. And it is 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th. They wind up turning it over on down.
The play is a turnover.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
On first down, here's Tagovailoa to throw. That one out wide to A-Train. And he'll be ridden out of bounds after a gain of 6.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Tagovailoa working out of the pistol. He'll get this out quickly to Hill. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Tua to Tyreek for the Dolphins first.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Tua. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
This one caught by Wallace. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A pickup there of 19 yards. First down, Miami.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Again, it's Tua. He gets it to the rangy tight end Waller. And he'll be forced out of bounds just a couple yards short of a first down. That's a pickup of 8.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Tua will give it to Achane, and it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
2 minutes remain. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll come back to Miami after this. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches.
Ready.
They'll run the sneak. And he's going to have the first down. Just as the marker, it is 1st and goal.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points. So there's a sense of urgency with these RPOs, especially in the NFL game, because your linemen, they're thinking it's a run, so you can't allow them to get downfield. So that's where this quick decision-making from the quarterback is so critical, and the timing of this one just wasn't quite right and falls incomplete.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He's got his big tight end, Darren Waller. Touchdown, Dolphins. Touchdown number 9 for the year. Jason Sanders on for the point after. Through the rain, the kick is good. And the Dolphins will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchdown. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Can. Stop. 12. Stop.
Now, Burrow. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here we go. 180. Stop.
Burrow now. That is the Pro Bowl safety, Mika Fitzpatrick. Whoa!
So they're implementing a cover 2 system, and what that means is on the back end, Mike, your 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. They got to cover from the middle of the field all the way to the sideline, so they got to have range, they got to have great instincts, and then when they get a chance to get their hands on the ball, they got to be picks.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. That's taken in by Achane. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's 1st and goal.
1st down.
20 TX.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Come on, word, huh?
Here's Achane. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
4-yard line.
Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal.
All right,
2. To the goal line and in. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Miami. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. You're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. The return starts from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here we go. 11. Tahat. 12. Tahat.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. That's Jack Jones in on the stop.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground here again. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Peter got in there for the tackle.
A 3-yard gain.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. This is incomplete, but there is a flag. It is back at the line of scrimmage, and this could be a first down.
Here we go. 11. 80.
Throwing is Burrow. Open man downfield. It's Warren. 20-yard pickup there. It's a Cincinnati first down.
First and 10.
Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
Gun. 11 empty. Tahat. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11. 12. 11 mighty. 11. Tahat.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Hey, can. 12. Tahat.
To throw is Burrow. Open left side is Gesicki. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. And as for much more, 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
At the 43-yard line.
12. Tahat.
To the ground, the first down run. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
11 Thomas.
Burrow here on 2nd down. That's to his tight end, Eric All. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down.
24-yard line.
Here we go. Right, 80. Tahat.
He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happy. Gonna lose a yard. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12.
11.
11.
26-yard line.
Tahat.
Burrow. That's complete. It's Yosibon. And he will get into the end zone. Andre Yosibon. Touchdown, Cincinnati. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year.
we're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. If you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate. And great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
We'll go ahead and just cede the touchback here. This ball over the back line. It'll come out to the 35. On 1st and 10, here's Tua. He'll go right and find his running back. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. That one good for 26 yards.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
32 stand.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
A shotgun snap for Tua. Quick throw taken in. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Dolphins first down.
Ready.
They'll toss it here to Achane. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the mark. Another first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
And he'll take this one in. Touchdown, Dolphins.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
At their own 28-yard line.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts. And they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline.
Here we go. Big 13. Big 13.
In motion is Warren.
Stop.
They'll begin here on the ground. He'll move this one ahead to the 31-yard line. That's Bradley Chubb. They're on the stop.
It's a pickup of 3.
11.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
11. Stop.
2nd down. Burrow. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Mike Gesicki was the intended receiver. And it's going to be 3rd down.
There's certain guys, Mike, that have earned the right to make those tight window throws. And that doesn't mean that he's not going to get himself into trouble from time to time, but we've seen throughout his career his ability to make throws that other guys are either uncomfortable or unable to make. is a big reason why he's kind of in a class all of his own.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Burrow throwing on fourth down. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. And he's going to have a Bengals first down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Bengals.
Here we go. 11 MT, Kate. Wide 80.
Now a give up the middle. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
Here we go, here we go. 11, 11, 11, 11. Stop. 11 mighty, 11 mighty. 11 mighty, 11 mighty. Stop.
To throw is Burrow. To the left side, caught by Chase. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 33 yards.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here we go.
So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this.
On one, ready?
Sure, they're thinking about the decision after the touchdown.
Here we go.
Since they're down 7. But first, they've got to get the TD. It is first down and goal. That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete. Andre Yosivas was the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a second and goal.
Here we go. Right 80. 11 Thomas. 11 MT, Kate. 11. Stop.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. A look to the end zone, and it's broken up. Incomplete. There was no space, no separation that time. That's going to bring it to third. And
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
Gun. Stop. Can. Stop.
Burrows from out of the gun here on third down. That's 3. Third time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Mika Fitzpatrick. Inside the 30. He's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Miami.
You know, it always amazes me, Mike, that these guys have all this energy that following a long return like that then they can get into these big, elaborate celebrations. But listen, I don't blame them. You're a defensive guy. You don't get the ball in your hands very often. When you score, man, you better make the most of it.
Dolphins 28, Bengals 14.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Charlie Jones now to return. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Travel start on the ground. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
10 yards on the pickup.
Now, Burrow.
At the 32-yard.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And you're one of the go-to guys on your team. I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. He's got Gesicki open down the field. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Gotta go score.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Cincinnati.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
11 empty. 11 empty. 11 coming. 11 empty.
Burrow now to throw on 1st down. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Open man. That's Charlie Jones. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. The first down throw for Burrow. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
11.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Cut. 180. Cut.
Up the middle they go. And he will score. Game on. Chase Brown. Touchdown Bengals. That is 2nd touchdown of the game. And 17 for the season.
Gun.
They'll run for it with Brown. And this time they stop him short of the goal line. Touchdown a moment ago. No 2-point conversion to add on as they come up empty. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
Two and out on 1st down. Moving left. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 2. Tagovailoa working out of the pistol. A throw there on 2nd down. Going to be incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
3rd and 2. Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable, and as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but put the ball in harm's way.
And he will have a Dolphins first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving, and then some.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this.
Somebody got to do it. Hey, somebody got to do it. I see the Chief. Hey, watch him do it.
Now it's 2nd and 1. They'll drop to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll take it on in. Darren Waller. Touchdown, Dolphins. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening. Sanders here for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Dolphins will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Jones now on the return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line.
On 2.
They'll come up for 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Here comes 2nd down. Now P-Rod. A much more positive run here. That one good for 10. But it's still going to leave him with a 3rd down coming up. They go play action for Burrow. Open man left side. He's got it. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. They get 25 on that connection. And the Bengals going to have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
In motion is Warren. On 1st and 10, Burrow. He'll swing this one out to Brown.
All right, so anytime you're facing a blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
11, 12.
Burrow here on 2nd down. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
11, MP, take.
Burrow. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense, because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. He isn't able to secure that grab through the contact, and they're quickly running out of possessions to get back into this game, Mike. I mean, their chance to come back was already slim to none, but slim might have went just out the window as that ball hit the turf.
There's that man again. Another catch. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. 10 catches now in the game. They've gone his way early and often. That one for a 1st down. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. Out of the pistol, here's Tua. Who else? Another catch for his big return. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His third touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having it again.
Makes the score Dolphins 42, Bengals 20. Jake Bailey set to kick off.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
On first down, Burrow. That's the fourth time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Jack Jones.
First down pass. Intercepted. The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
Go ahead.
On first and 10, here's Tua. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. Chris Jenkins Jr. He's in there for the sack. It's his third of the year.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. From the gun, here's Tua. Sending it deep for Waddle. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there. Separated the man from the ball, and it'll bring up third down.
It's now third down and long.
A shotgun snap for Tua. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force fourth down. So on fourth down, it's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Charlie Jones deep to return. Looking up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Their catch called for and taken successfully.
At their own 14-yard line.
Here we go. One final play. He's going to air this one out for Jones. And the Dolphins are going to come up with a late turnover, but it will only matter to the stat keepers. This ball game is over. So a win here for the Dolphins. It was a game played in a driving rainstorm, but they would not let the field or the conditions deter them in any way. They're going to come away from here with a well-earned victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins, home winners here as we say farewell from South Florida.